Welcome back to Ira Jam Talk program here. It's the fact of the matter, Erwin Clear. It's that time of evening when we now turn the microphone over to our good friend, Mr. Miguel Melbourne, for some conversation. Good evening, Miguel.
Good evening, Erwin. And Ira, good evening to you. And Ira, good evening to our distinguished listeners wherever in the world you're tuning in from. We thank you. My name is Miguel Anthony Melbourne. This week on Melbourne Motivation, we're talking sports. Joining us is one of the top basketball prodigies in all of New York. And I'm excited because I know many Caribbeans haven't found a new player to root for since Patrick Ewing left the Knicks. So allow me to introduce you to the young phenom Amar AJ Moody Jr. He hails from Brooklyn, New York. AJ is a natural born leader with a strong work ethic. At the age of 1, he picked up a basketball and has since excelled. Labeled a mathematician by his teachers and peers, AJ not only dominates on the court, but his studies as well. Many of his supporters describe him as a humble student athlete who will be a very successful businessman and professional NBA athlete. AJ notes that keeping God first is one of the amplifiers to his success. He recently graduated from Dock Street STEM Middle School. Praised for his unselfishness and never quit mentality, he helped his team win the New York State PSAL championship and earned the coveted MVP trophy. This young man is in very high demand among high school coaches as they are eagerly awaiting his decision. With that, Mr. AJ, how are you doing today? Welcome to Melbourne Motivation in the Bridge, Ira Jam. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I can't complain, man. I know you are booked and busy, and so thank you for taking time out of your schedule to have this conversation. AJ, where I want to start, right? Because I'm a person that loves the game of basketball as well, and I can imagine you being booked and busy. You're probably like living my dream summer, right? I just want to travel to different courts. I want to compete against the best players, and I want to work on my game. But my time has passed. Now I get a chance to support and follow your movement. So can you just first take us into your summer? How is it going? What are some of the tournaments and games that you have played in? Any good results so far?
Beginning of my summer, I started playing a tournament called West Fourth. And the first game that I actually injured myself. I had a bad fracture in my right thumb. Yeah, I had a bad fracture in my right thumb. And I was out for 6 to 8 weeks, but I came back in 4. And it was fully healed by 5 weeks.
Wow.
So it was really just after that, trying to get myself used to playing with my right hand again with my left, because I was usually using my left for everything. So I got stronger with it, stuff like that. So yeah. So yesterday I actually won a tournament called West Fourth in Manhattan. Today I won a tournament called Zone 6, because I had the hat on and stuff, and I got MVP for the Zone 6 one. And tomorrow I actually have a championship for a tournament called Main Event.
Wow. AJ, you got me smiling. I know everybody that loves basketball, we're all smiling. You broke your thumb. That reminds me, when I was playing, broke my thumb, went to the doctor. Doctor told me I couldn't play basketball. I laughed at the doctor. I asked the doctor, what can they do? They gave me a cast and just kept playing. So it does not shock me that you came back to play ahead of schedule, right? That, of course, that's that sports mentality, man. Congratulations on everything that you're doing this summer. Sounds amazing.
Thank you.
AJ, one of my favorite things in learning about how talented you are and coordinating this conversation was getting a chance to communicate with some of the people that are very, very close to you. Could you just tell us a little bit about how important your support system is to helping you pursue your basketball dreams? Who are some of those key figures, right? Feel free to give them a shout out. Who are some of those people?
So basically, one of the key figures was my parents, my little brother, and basically like my family and as a general. But one of the key people other than them was definitely my friends, because I feel like we was all growing up together. So they like we will always play against each other. So they will always know my new moves, know like what I used to do, what I continue to do. So it always had me thinking about what would catch them off guard, and that's what I
Right.
do in the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm telling you, I'm like beaming with excitement, man, because you're helping me to read high school coaches. They want you, and you're booked and busy all summer. And I know that that does not come easy. I know you're working hard, and I also just want to give a big shout out to everyone a part of your network. Your what I call them your home team that I've spoken to. They've been tremendous, and me personally, I'm super excited to see how you continue to matriculate as a young athlete. So AJ, what I did want to ask you next is, I did get a chance to watch some of your incredible highlights, and I see a young athlete who is poised, you're confident, and I'm seeing you're fearless, right? And you also have a beautiful basketball IQ. Now, it's clear to me why you have led your team to so many wins, but I did want to ask you, right? Of all the championships you've won so far, is there one that really stands out as like surreal and special to you? Like, which one and why?
I honestly like this probably doesn't answer your question, but I only have three, and I can't pick out of the three. The won a championship called West Fourth, and we lost to this team in like two other tournaments, and we couldn't just figure it out. Like we couldn't figure out what their defensive scheme was and like how we was gonna beat them. But in West Fourth, we figured it out quickly, and we just played to our best and we won. My
Mm.
next my school's tournament, my middle school tournament. So this year we just came back. We skipped the seventh grade year because of the COVID, and we lost sixth grade year. We lost in the playoffs, the first round of the playoffs. So this year coming up was very like personal to me because I knew it was my last year, and I knew like I only got two tries, and this was my last one. So I might as well. I went all out. So yeah, we went 17-0 in the season, and we got championship. And then the last one was was actually today because I played against my one of my former teammates, and he was good. He's good, but I played against one of my former teammates. We lost to them twice in the regular season, and this game was very personal because everybody came to see me versus him and how my team was gonna react to their defense. So yeah.
Wow. Hey, AJ, when I tell you you're like blowing me away, you are as impressive as a young athlete that I've ever spoken to or heard. That's the language you're using, the defensive scheme. You're already taking it personal in terms of overcoming challenges, right? You sound like every great basketball player that we've ever listened to, right? You are locked in on a goal, and it sounds like you just go out there and make it happen, man. That's fantastic. Thanks for sharing those experiences. What I did want to touch on next, AJ, is you ever heard of an author named Malcolm Gladwell?
No.
No. So Malcolm Gladwell, he's this author, and through his research, he discovered that it takes someone to develop a skill to the point of like expert level, 10,000
Mhm.
hours. And I think that translates to like 416 days. Now, you started playing basketball at was it one you picked up a basketball?
Yeah. About
Yeah. And you're old. You're 14 now?
yeah.
Yeah, so that means you know how incredible that is. You've been playing basketball for over a decade. You're well past that 10,000 hours. And so that means you are an expert at what you're doing. And so I just wanted to let you know that it's incredible what you're doing. Continue to push forward. And all the rewards you're reaping, it's because of those hours you're putting in. But what I did want to ask you quickly, AJ, is there's so many younger athletes, younger than yourself. There are millions of young athletes picking up the basketball right now at 2, 3, 4, 5, or whichever sport they're playing. Now, just from your experience, based on your expertise, what piece of advice would you like to tell them about what it takes to compete in their sport the way that you do? What kind of advice can you give them?
I would say prepare first and then go out and play, or go in the gym, spend countless hours, and just work out and work on your perfection and stuff like that. And most importantly, stay humble. Because if you're just that person that, oh, you score and now you just want to talk and all this stuff, that's not what coaches want to see on their team. And they have it as, they leave you as disrespectful. Nobody's going to respect you. Nobody's going to be like, oh, I want you to play for this and that team. So you just got to be respectful and be humble at all times.
Wow. If I was able to clap, I would clap right now. And I hope some of our viewers and listeners are clapping right now to hear you say these words. Prepare. Let your preparation lead your confidence. Put in the hours. And most importantly, AJ would like you to know to stay humble. AJ, I just want to thank you again. I know you're busy. Thanks for taking the time to have this conversation with us on Melbourne Motivation. You certainly are a change maker. We are proud of you. We're going to continue to root for you. How can folks follow you? How can they connect? How can they keep up with everything that you're doing? What are some of your socials that they can connect to?
I have an Instagram right now, and it's lowercase that bucket and then period, and it's AJ on Instagram.
AJ. Fantastic. We're going to continue to follow your movement. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed this presentation of Melbourne Motivation. I told you, here's a young man that you can not only root for now, but for decades to come. AJ, please continue and keep up the great work that you're doing. Erwin.
Indeed, I was indeed clapping, and good luck to you and best wishes to you, AJ. How can we keep in contact with you, my friend?
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, my personal and professional goals are to help the youth be best prepared for college. Visit pathwaytopurpose.nyc.com. Use the code IRIE, IRIE, for a discount when purchasing our college study flashcards. Follow Melbourne Motivation, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. But until next time, please be safe and live with big energy. Erwin, we'll talk again next week.
All the best to you, my friend. That was Miguel Melbourne with some conversations. And of course,